sky was pale, the ground was wet. I hadn't slept, I still regret 1,000 things I left unsaid. But time moves on, it won't backtrack. Past the streets we used to know, the cafe light, that amber glow. Your laughter still lives in the brick, but fades like steam from candle wicks. Carry what we can, like stones held in our hands. Not all are meant to last, but some stay from the past, and that's okay. We walk that way. Some joy, I've met some peace, but shadows walk in 2s and 3s. And when the night is bare and thin, I feel the ache of you again. But I run and I don't plead. Some ghosts just hum when hearts still bleed. And though I trade some nights for sleep, I'd never trade the love I keep. We carry what we can, like echoes in the sand. Some wash out with the tide, but some remain and hide. And that's just life, a quiet fight. Maybe healing isn't clean, not a light or steady stream. It's sitting still and letting be, a truth that doesn't need to flee. We carry what we can, with weathered, trembling hands. And maybe we won't understand, but still we choose to stand and walk and breathe and softly grieve. We never spoke of years ahead, no painted house, no wedding bed. But every night you stayed till 3 felt like a vow between just we. You knew my past, I knew your scars. We never asked for more than stars to shine above the time we stole. Two borrowed hearts, one kindred soul. We loved while we still could, no promises, just understood that some things bloom then fade away, but still are worth the price we pay. You weren't mine, and that was clear, but for a while you were right here. You brewed the tea I liked the most and kissed my hand like I was ghost, so gently held, so barely there, but every touch was more than fair. We danced in kitchens small and warm, escaped the world, ignored the storm, and though we knew we'd drift apart, you left a map inside my heart. We loved while we still could, no need for always, just for good. We shared a bed, we shared a grin, we let the quiet pull us in. I never asked, you never swore, but still I never wanted more. Some loves aren't meant to last or stay, but they still light the darkest day. You showed me how to just be still, to love with depth but not to fill. We loved while we still could, we never said we understood, but in your arms I felt complete. Even as time slipped at our feet, you weren't mine, and that was true, but for a time I belonged to you. You always brought me morning bread, left coffee steaming by my bed. I thought it was just how you are, a quiet friend with gentle heart. You laughed at all my tired lines and stayed through storms without a sign. I never asked you why you stayed, just took your light and let didn't know it then, that love can hide in softer men, in silent acts and folded clothes. You always brought me morning bread, left coffee steaming by my bed. I thought it was just how you are, a quiet friend with gentle heart. You laughed at all my tired lines and stayed through storms without a sign. I never asked you why you stayed, just took your light and let it fade. I didn't know it then, that love can hide in softer men, in silent acts and folded clothes, in notes that said just take it slow. You never said a word out loud, but loved me in the softest sound. You watch me chase the ones who left. You stitch my heart while holding breath. And though your hands were always near, I never thought to pull you here. Now you're a voice in empty rooms, a shadow caught in afternoon. And I replay the things you gave that I was too naive to say. I didn't know it then, but you were love again, again. In quiet ways I never saw, in gentle touch in every flaw. You never needed to be seen, you just became the space between. Now I sit where you once stood, wishing I'd known you like I should. But maybe love was meant to be the kind that walks then sets you free. I didn't know it then, but now I trace it in the wind, in every song I used to play, in every word I failed to say. You loved me true and now I see, too late but still you stayed.
I walked a road with no one there, just shifting clouds and evening air. The signs were rusted, wind was cold, but silence felt like something gold. The city lights had long grown dim, the voices faded into him, and every step I took alone led closer to a softer tone. Out where the quiet lives and breathes, among the trembling autumn leaves, I found the parts I thought I lost beneath the frost, beneath the frost. Trees don't ask the reasons why, they just let go and touch the sky. And in their falling I could see that letting go had set them free. I lit a fire with no one near, but warmth still wrapped around my fear. And as the stars began to show, I met the me I used to know. Out where the quiet lives and breathes, between the moss and broken knees, I heard a voice I knew as mine for the first time, for the first time. Not every path is meant to be a straight line to a destiny. Some went through hills and ache and rain, but still they teach the heart again. Out where the quiet holds your name and doesn't ask you to explain. There in the hush the dusk forgives, that's where my healing finally lays. I was a house with broken doors, curtains drawn and quiet floors. You didn't knock, you didn't ask, just lit a match and held it fast.
You didn't try to fix the cracks, just laid your coat across the racks. Made tea in silence, stayed a while, and warmed the room with just a smile.
You were the light, then soft and low, not blinding sun, but candle glow. You didn't save me, didn't try, you just sat still and let me cry. And in that hush I found my breath, a kindness that could soften death. things you used to fear, and suddenly they felt less near. We shared the dark without a plan, two weary hearts with trembling hands. We didn't dream beyond that night, no plans to chase, no wrong or right, just strangers meeting in the gray and holding off the break of day. You were the light, then not the end, not someone lost, not quite a friend, but something sacred, brief and true, a calm I only found in you. You didn't need to stay too long, the memory itself was strong. And though you're gone like morning mist, there's warmth in knowing you exist. Not every light must linger on, some come to show that they are gone. You were the light, then passing through, and maybe I was that for you. We didn't need forever's name, we met, we lit, we left the flame, and somewhere deep I still defend the night you helped my soul mend. There's dust on the windows and cracks in the floor. The wind plays a tune through the half-open door. Your boots by the stair haven't moved in a year, but I keep them there like you might reappear.
The clock in the hallway still ticks out your name. Each hour that passes just sounds the same. I water the plants, though they never quite bloom. They're like me, still waiting, still filling this room.
I'm still on the porch with your favorite old cup, watching the clouds as the sky opens up. The rain starts to fall like the words left unsaid, still singing your name in the back of my head. I swept off the leaves from the garden stone where we carved our names when we both felt known. The swing still creaks when the evening sets in. I swear I can feel you like breath on my skin.
Sometimes the radio plays our song slow, and I hum along like it's all I still know. The mail's piling up, but I never do mind. There's comfort in clutter you once left behind.
I'm still on the porch with your sweater in hand, tracing the threads like I might understand Why some love just lingers and never moves on, like the way the sky holds the stars till the dawn. If you came back tomorrow, or years from tonight, I'd light up the porch and leave on the light. No matter the silence, no matter how far, I've kept this place ready wherever you are. Still on the porch where the wind knows your name. The seasons all pass, but I stay the same. In echoes and shadows and soft evening blue, I keep all the quiet I save just for you. I left a light on just in case, but no one came to fill this space. The room's still breathing silent tones, but somehow now I'm not alone. The mirror shows a softer me, a little worn but learning peace. No longer chasing voices past, just listening to what still lasts. Back to the quiet, back to the slow, back to the things I used to know. Like how the kettle hums at dawn, or how the trees keep standing on. No need to fix what came apart, just hold it gently in my heart. I fold the days like worn out clothes, some joy, some ache, a few I chose. All of them have shaped me true and taught me how to sit with blue. I sweep the porch, I mend the frame. The house still echoes your old name, but it's no longer a hollow sound. It's roots that grew beneath the ground. Back to the quiet, soft and wide, where I don't run, I don't divide, where laughter comes in smaller waves, and I find strength in simpler days. Not every end must come with pain, some just pass like summer rain. I'm learning how to breathe again, to greet the sky without pretend. And if the sorrow stays a while, I'll walk with it and even smile. Back to the quiet where I began, no longer lost, no rigid plan, just me and tea and setting sun, a life rebuilt, not made to run. And if you ask where I have gone, I've gone nowhere, but I've come home. You found me when I just let go of someone else from years ago. And though your hands reached out to stay, I still had ghosts to chase away. So you moved on, and I stood still. We missed each other by pure will. We called it fate, we called it wrong, but deep inside we knew all along. We were almost always nearly there, like threads that touch but wouldn't tear, like echoes lost before they land, or rain that dried before it ran. We loved in pauses, soft and slow, but never when the winds would blow. You wrote me once from different towns. I read your words, then put them down. Too scared to start, too proud to bend, too full of fear to just defend. And years went by, and so did we, with half a heart and memory. You loved someone, I did the same, but no one ever spoke our name. We were almost always close but late, like letters lost at heaven's gate. We crossed the same street years apart, still carrying the same old heart. And in each life we didn't live, we left a love we couldn't give. Maybe in some life ahead we'll meet before the tears are shed. And I'll be brave, and you'll be sure, and we won't knock on closed old doors. We were almost always, just not now, but still I feel you, don't know how, in every song I You met me when my hands were full of broken plans and hearts half full. You smiled like spring through winter glass, but I still lived in seasons past. You spoke in light, I spoke in doubt. You reached for and I wandered out, not for lack of care or flame, but timing wears a different name. If this were another time, another street, another line, I might have stayed, I might have tried, I might have let you in that night. The clocks were wrong and stars misfired, and love was real but not required. We dance between the what-ifs slow, in alleyways where silence grows. Your eyes held doors I couldn't face, and I was just a fleeting place. But still you left your warmth behind, in songs I hum in quiet mind. And though we broke before we bent, I never saw your love as spent. If this were another time with different scars and fewer climbs. I'd hold your hand like steady flame and not just whisper down your name, but pages turn and maps rewrite, and some goodbyes just feel too right. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing old, just roads that split we never chose. And maybe that's the saddest part. You kept your love, I kept my guard. If this were another time, you'd be the rhythm, I'd be rhyme. But days move fast and I move slow, and some things hurt will never show. So thank you for the softest light. You were the almost that felt right. You never tried to fix the storm, just sat beside me keeping warm. You didn't speak in perfect lines, but stayed through all the crooked times.
You held my hand when I was still, like forest to the morning chill. No grand display, no fireworks skies, just quiet truth behind your eyes. You love me like the moon does,
Soft, consistent, never rushed.
even when I turned away. You never begged, you never stayed, but you returned like always do, and somehow that was enough too. You didn't ask what broke my past, just let the silence gently last. And in that hush I found my breath, the peace I hadn't felt in death.
I never said the words out loud, but hope in me was speaking proud. You saw the light I didn't show, and loved the parts I didn't know.
You loved me like the moon does, not in blaze but steady hush, always just a little near, lighting paths when none was clear. You asked for nothing, gave me grace, and never made me leave my place. Maybe someday I'll love like you, with quiet hands and sky blue view. Not to possess, not to demand, but just to sit and understand.
You loved me like the moon does, even when the night grew rough.
No need for vows or flowers grand, just showing up and holding land. And now I see through all above, that's the truest kind of love.
I watch the sun go down alone on roads we used to call our own. Your voice still lingers in the breeze, between the hush of swaying trees. I kept your coat, I wear it still. It holds a ghost I cannot kill. The scent of smoke, the thread of spring, the weight of every little thing. And I let go like leaves in the river, carried by time, no need to deliver. All that we were, all that we planned, slipped through like water from the hand. The porch light flickers every night. I light a match, but not to fight. It's just to see the past in flame, then close my eyes and breathe your name. You were the song I couldn't write, the northern star that left my sight. Now I just hum and let it fade into the dusk where we once lay. And I let go like leaves in the river, carried by time, no need to deliver. All that we were, all that we planned, slipped through like water from the hand. Seasons don't wait, and neither do I, but some nights I still look to the sky. Wonder if you see it too, the moon that always followed you. So I let go like leaves in the river, softly, slowly, no more shiver. What once was love, now just a strand of golden dust across the land. I loved you quiet, I let you free, like rivers always meet the sea. Used to sleep with all the lights, afraid of ghosts that come at night. But then you sat beside my bed and brought the quiet in instead. You never asked about the scar, just trace the edge with where you are. And in that pause you let me be, not who I was, but finally me. No one ever held me like you do, so soft, so true. You didn't mend the pieces, you just stayed and saw me through. And now the dark feels gentle when I lie this close to you. I used to flinch at every sound, like love might strike or burn me down. But you move slow, you never rush, you speak in hands and breath and hush. The walls I built began to fall, not with a fight, just not at all. You made the silence feel like grace, you made a home inside this space. No one ever saw me like you do, so clear, so kind. You didn't ask for answers, you just walked beside my mind. And now I breathe much deeper since I let your heart in mine. Some people come to change your path, some leave like storms that never last. But you arrived like morning's blue, not loud, not fast, just soft and true. No one ever loved me like you do in silent ways. You didn't fix the story, you just stayed for all my days. And now I know what safe can mean, in quiet arms and spaces clean. You loved me slow like no one ever knew. If you hear this in the quiet, know I whispered through the trees. In the hush between the headlights, I still send you parts of me. If you feel it when it rains, that gentle ache you can't explain, it's just my voice beneath the thunder, calling softly once again. If you hear this, let it land like a feather in your hand. No need to speak, no need to try, just let it drift and then pass by. I don't expect you to return. Some bridges aren't meant to burn, they just fade into the river where the ghosts of might have turned. But still I ride in song and sky, like planting stars in hopes they'll fly. Maybe one will land near you when you're alone and miss me too. If you hear this, don't be scared, it's just a heart that still scared, not asking back what couldn't stay, just hoping you're okay today. At times a tide that pulls and gives, but memory's the wave that lives. And though we're miles and years apart, you still echo in this heart. If you hear this late at night, in the dimmest hallway light, know I meant it all we were, and sometimes silence holds what's pure. The curtains sway like they did back then. The porch still creaks at 10:30. Your coat still hangs behind the door, though you don't walk these floors no more. Your coffee cup is on the shelf, I can't bring me to pour it myself. The chair you loved, it leans the same, still whispers softly of your name. You still live here in the light. spills across my room at night, in quiet drawers and old perfume. You haunt this house, but not in gloom. Found your notes between the pages. Your laugh still echoes through the ages. The radio plays your favorite song, and I pretend you sing along. The garden still remembers you. The violets bloom in midnight blue. I water them like you once did, and talk to them though I forbid. You still live here in the breeze that moves the wind chimes in the trees, and fading socks and window rain. You visit me, but not in pain. I've made some peace with all you left, but I still breathe with half a breath. You're not a ghost, you're not a dream. You're woven deep into the seam. You still live here, sound of every floorboard soft and round, and stillness, warmth, and morning tea. You're gone, but still you live in me. I wash the cup you used to hold. It's chipped a bit, the coffee's cold, but in the way the handle leans, I see you're touching little things. The radio plays something low, a song you liked some years ago, and though the lyrics slip my mind, your laughter echoes just behind. You're still here somehow, not in flesh, but folded deep in morning breath, in corner chairs, in faded sheets, in rain that taps its steady beats. Not haunting me, not tied by pain, but gently falling like the rain. Your books still sit in crooked lines, some pages bent from softer times. I tried to box them once last May, but found I like them where they lay. There's no more tears, just quiet sighs, and maybe that's how healing tries, not by erasing all that stayed, but learning how it softly fades. still here somehow. I don't run from shadowed streets or setting sun. You linger in the scent of pine, in Sunday walks and quiet wine. And though the world has moved beyond, you stay like some unbroken bond. They say that time will mend the seams, but some threads stay in all our dreams, not as a weight but as a thread that keeps us whole though you have fled. You're still here somehow, and I smile at memories that stay a while. You gave me love, I still unfold like paper notes that don't grow old. You're not a ghost, you're not a vow, but you still live in me somehow.
We met beneath the station light. Your hands were cold, your eyes were night. You asked me where the silence goes, when no one stays and no one knows. We shared a bench, a cup of tea, two souls adrift but momentarily. You spoke of dreams you left behind. I nodded slow, I knew that kind. Strangers once, then not quite so. We talked like tides that come and go. No promises, no final scene, just you and me in between. The clock moved on, the train arrived. We lingered in that pause goodbye. I said take care, you said be well, the kind of words that never dwell. You vanished through the sliding doors like all the ones who came before. But something stayed within my chest, not love, not loss, just quiet rest. Strangers once again we part, but something softened in my heart. No need for names or plans to keep. Some bonds are only meant to sleep. Maybe years will blur your face, but I'll recall that fleeting grace of two lost boats who briefly moored before the tides pulled back toward shore. Strangers once again we fade, like ink that runs in summer rain. But somewhere deep that hour remains, a kindness warm as window panes. Ooh.
her secret name. Ophelia dances through the flame. Ophelia, lost to the tide, a ghost of love she cannot hide. She haunts the stars, she haunts the sea. Ophelia, won't you set it free? A song of sorrow fills the skies. Her hands like feathers, her voice like rain. Ophelia aches, she bears the pain. Ophelia, lost to the tide, a ghost of love she cannot hide. She haunts the stars, she haunts the sea. Ophelia, won't you set it free? The river calls her, a siren's plea. She dances blindly, she cannot flee. Her love is endless, her pain is deep. Ophelia's secrets she'll always keep. Ophelia, lost to the tide, a ghost of love she cannot hide. She haunts the stars, she haunts the sea. Ophelia, won't you set it free? You found me where the silence grew, in pages torn and skies of blue. I didn't speak, but still you stayed, like morning light that never fades. You didn't ask for anything, just sat with me through everything. We laughed like old forgotten songs, but knew this place was not for long. We weren't built to last, I know, but still we made the flowers grow. You held my hand, I held your fears, and gave each other softer years. No promises, no heavy chains, just shelter from the passing rains. We danced beneath a borrowed sky. You never asked the reason why. And though the days were always few, each one was real, each one was true. I watched you leave like fading fire. No bitterness, no lost desire, just grateful for the gentle part you stitched back into my old heart. We weren't built to last, it's clear, but oh, I'm glad you once were here. You saw the cracks and loved me still. You stayed through silence, pain and chill. Some bonds don't need a lifelong name, they burn their light and leave no shame.
Not every love must find its end in wedding vows or time to spend. Some are the pause between the storm, a space where broken hearts feel warm. We weren't built to last, and yet you're not someone I'll ever forget. You came, you gave, and you were kind. You left your light inside my mind. And though we walked on different roads, the light we shared still softly glows. You didn't knock, you didn't shout, you just sat down and waited out the storm I kept inside my chest, the fears I dressed in Sunday best. You didn't ask me to explain the quiet nights, the hidden pain. You only lit a little light and stayed until it felt like right. And oh, the way you know me, like leaves know where the wind will be. You never tried to pull me through, just walk beside in silence too. And I have never felt so seen, like moss beneath the evergreen. Holding still was just as brave as climbing hills. You never asked me to be strong, you just said rest here, it's been long. And slowly in your gentle gaze I let go of my war-torn ways. You never said you're mine to keep, you simply stayed and let me sleep. And oh, the way you twilight knows the wait and see. You never needed me to shine, just let me breathe, just let me find a pace that matched the way I bend. And you loved me like a friend. Had to burn, to hurt, to chase, to twist and turn. But now I know it's soft and slow, it's someone warm who doesn't go. And oh, the way you know me, not as I was, but how I'd be. You saw the roots beneath my skin, the storms, the stillness held within. You never tried to make me new, you just loved me as I grew.
didn't speak the day we met. Just a glance, the sun had set. Your shadow danced across the stone, and somehow I felt less alone. You didn't say the perfect line, no lightning flash, no grand design, but silence lingered like a thread and tied itself around my head. We grew in silence, not in song, like roots that held the ground so long. Not firelight, but steady glow, like winter seeds beneath the snow. The world kept spinning loud and fast, but we just watched the hours pass. A hand, a smile, a cup of tea, that's all it took to comfort me. And in the quiet of your eyes, I saw the truth I used to hide, that not all love must shout to stay. Some bloom in dusk and not in day. We grew in silence, soft and low, like morning mist the meadows know. No need for thunder, words or flame, just warmth each time you spoke my name. Maybe someday they'll ask how we made it here without a vow. I'll say we listened more than spoke, and loved the pauses we never broke. We grew in silence, hand in hand, like ripples pressed against the sand. No loud confessions, just the rain, and I would choose it all again. I met you where the silence grows, between two roads that no one knows. You had a map, I had a scar. We shared a song beneath the stars. You didn't ask where I had been, just offered tea and let me in. We didn't promise, didn't swear, we simply breathed the same night air.
We were a start, not the end. Not lovers bound, but passing friends. A gentle pause, a softer view of all the things we never knew. We stayed a while, then moved along, but left behind a quiet song.
You told me truths you'd never shared, I listen like the moonlight cared. And in that space so brief, so wide, we let the fear slip out and hide. The morning came, the coffee cooled. No tearful words, no one was fooled. We smiled, we packed, we took our time, and carried peace like borrowed rhyme.
We were a rest stop, not the shore. Not final page, not something more, but something whole and oddly right. A flicker in a sleepless night. Not meant to last, but meant to be. A moment carved in memory.
Some love's not made to settle in, but just to touch the soul and wind, to show you where you've grown and healed, then disappear into the field.
We were a rest stop passing through. No binding vow, but something true. And if our roads don't cross again, just know you were my stillest friend. We met, we stayed, we didn't roam, and somehow that still felt like home.
We started like a gentle spark, two flickers dancing in the dark. You held my dreams, I held your fears. We built a world in borrowed years. We carved our names in willow bark, mapped secret trails through fields and parks. You laughed like spring, I wept like snow, and somehow both had room to grow. We were almost home, weren't we? In a house no one could see, built from songs and late night calls, worn out books and hallway walls. But time moved in without a sound, and we forgot which way was down. Learned to love the city lights. I stayed with stars and quiet nights. You chased the noise, I held the hush. You moved in fire, I breathed in dust. We never fought, we never screamed, but love grew tired while we dreamed. We packed our hearts in separate bags. No drama, just unraveled tags. We were almost home, almost, like waves that meet but never coast. There was warmth and there was grace, but not enough to hold the space. And though we left with gentle hands, some things we'll never understand. Maybe in another time we'd finish all the scattered lines. But life is not a perfect song. Sometimes the chorus comes out wrong. Still we were almost home, you know. In every laugh and soft hello. And
though our doors no longer meet, I'll keep your footsteps in my street. We were almost there. And maybe love just ends mid-air. From across the street, the way you laugh, the way you read. We shared a glance, a quiet smile, then both looked down and stayed safe a while. You sat beside me once or twice. We spoke of rain, of books, of ice, but never asked the deeper things. Just let the silence brush our wings. What we never said still stays, like letters lost in open trays. We passed like trains at different speeds, still felt the pull, still felt the need. But hearts like ours, too soft to shout, loved silently, then turned about. I learned your songs, your favorite tea, the way you stare at empty seas. You knew my steps, my winter coat, the words I say but never wrote. We met like echoes in a cave, too faint to hold, too small to save. And yet you linger in my mind, in every pause the world can't find. What we never said still hums in coffee spoons and evening drums. We loved in shadows, soft and slow, too scared to let the feeling show. But not all love must touch or speak. Some bloom in silence, pure and meek. Maybe in some other year I'd call your name, you'd draw me near. But in this life we simply pass, two silent hearts that beat too fast. What we never said is true, in all the things I don't undo. I see you still in subway glass, in books, in clouds, and things that pass. You were the song I never played, but in my soul you softly stayed. You came like dusk on summer days, soft and slow in quiet haze. You touched the edge of who I was and stayed a while without a cause. I never asked, you never said. We danced in thoughts we left unsaid. Some love don't bloom, some don't begin, but still they echo deep within. You were never mine to lose, but
still I feel a gentle bruise of what we were, of what we meant. A fleeting fire, sky half spent. You never promised, I never asked, but somehow still I feel the past. You spoke of things you couldn't keep, of distant dreams and little sleep. And I just listened like the sea that keeps the ships but sets them free. I watched you fade like evening light. Not wrong, not cruel, just out of sight. But every now and then I hear your name in songs you're laughing near. You were never mine to stay, but parts of you still shape my days. A whispered note, a stolen glance, a lesson dressed in brief romance. No need for blame, no need for why. Some stars just pass across the sky. I don't regret the time we shared, the way you saw me, how you cared. Though we were never side by side, you left a light I still can't hide. You were never mine to hold, but warm my hands when nights were cold. And though you've gone beyond my reach, your voice still lives beneath my speech. You changed me without being mine, and that I think is by design.